Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ordinal Revolution presents Kimi and Friends, Bitcoin Builders. We have a great show for you guys today. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. We got a lot of really good builders speaking. Shout out to everyone here. If you guys can go, please share this. Get more people in here. That'd be amazing. Um, so every Saturday morning, I like to give a quick update while we wait for everyone to get in here. Just kind of go over the markets. Like we all look, so why not talk about it? That's what I always say. So I'm gonna jump over to Unisat. I've got Sats in the number one spot, down 14%, sitting at 0.0032. So this week's been absolutely insane. Everything flew. What a week to be in ordinals. What a week to be in this space. What a week to be like. It just all just makes sense after this week why we're here, right? Because last couple months were hard. I mean, if they weren't hard for you, then you were just happy with buying stuff cheap, and I was too. But it was definitely hard because the energy wasn't there. The atmosphere seemed stale. But this week just kind of showed you why we do this, right? So let's just hop into it. Like I said, Sats down 14%. Ordi, what a week Ordi had, man. $18. I think last Saturday this thing was around $2 to $3. Like absolutely insane. Track, man. Track was around 50 cents this time last week at $1.10 right now. Let's got to $1.40 last night. There's a bunch of new tokens in the market. We had animal season. We had we had some rats. We had some hawks, and it was absolutely and bears. Oh my! It was actually so much fun. Minting these out, playing with these tokens. And then we got things like rope, which is with rope stands for roll up. Sitting in the number four spot, and volume sitting at around 2.3 sats, down 5% from yesterday. OXBT, about was that about 2 cents, sitting at 5.9. We got PIN, the Pi Network token, community token, sitting at around 0.025. That's a new one that just dropped this week, just this minute out. Mapo came back from the dead this week. This thing was around $2, shot all the way up to $6, now around $28. Be very careful with this one. Grok, which is an AI name of Elon's new venture, I guess you could say. And I got a token on Ethereum that ripped, and it had one over here. Didn't really do too much. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Domo down 10%. Cats had a really good week, and this is one of the plays on the animal names. These things shot up pretty high, coming back down. But BRC20s were absolutely ripping this week. It was so much fun. If you made some money, I hope you took profit. But I am not worried about this dip one bit. It is much needed. It is a nice weekend. It's a nice relaxing time. If you're looking to buy some stuff, accumulate for next week, it's not a bad time. But this is not financial advice. Everything could go to zero. But we're going to jump over to Magic Eden, and I'm going to give a quick refresh on this to give you guys the freshest uh, prices on things. Let's see. Okay, so we got the Bitcoin frogs back in that number one spot. It gave it to OMB for the longest time, and the frogs are riveting all the way back to 0.06. What a week for the frogs. If you're in the frogs, congratulations. This thing might be one of the biggest things to come out of Ordinal. So congratulations if you got a frog cheap. Bitmap, man. Wow, Bitmap. Sitting at 0.0091. I remember buying this for like $4 on Magic Eden. This was absolutely insane. It's about $30 right now, sitting at 0.0009. But if you're in the Bitmap community, man, congratulations. This is huge for us, huge for you. But we'll jump into the prices. If you wanted one digit bitmap, you're paying around 3 Bitcoin. If you wanted the 2 digit bitmap, you'll be paying around zero point 0.4 of a Bitcoin. If you wanted a 3 digit bitmap, you'll be paying around zero point zero 0.05 of a Bitcoin. If you wanted a 4 digit bitmap, you'll be paying around 0.007. And if you wanted a 5 digit bitmap, you'll be paying around point zero. Floor got swept on these. 0.0011. So that is your bitmaps. Going to jump back to Magic Eden. Goose. The Goose were on the damn loose this week. All the way up above a 0.014. Congratulations, Goosenals. Congratulations, base community. Congratulations, Hype. Congratulations, Block. You guys put together a successful project. Obviously, the art came from this amazing artist, Dimitri, but you guys really put in the work and put the community together. And man, congratulations to you guys, man. Having a successful ordinal project is elite, guys. Freaking elite. And I'm thankful for you guys, man. Being in that base chat, being in that Ordinal support group, really is amazing. If you're not in the Ordinal support desk, man, you need to be in there. That's where the alpha happens. That's where the goose notes get honked. And that's where everyone just has a good time. I'm in there all week, just listening and just having a good time. Ordinal Maximus sitting in that fourth spot, sitting at point 2.235. Ordinal Maximus sitting in the fourth spot. It had the number one spot for a long time, and now I think it's going to sit behind the Goose Noodles, the Bitmaps, and the Frogs because I am not a holder of OMB, so I like it in the fourth spot. But anyway, Bitcoin Punk sitting at 0.047. The rare stats really didn't move. There's one thing I'm kind of disappointed in. I hold a bunch of rare stats, and they really haven't moved this week, but I think that's something for later in this crypto summer that we're about to enter. So I'm definitely still bullish on the rare stats. Ordy Rats came out of nowhere. I'm actually a holder of this project. I got it pretty cheaply because I'm a rats holder, and rats attract rats, and don't sleep on the rats because you might get bit. But Ordy Rats sitting at 0.003. Bitcoin whales, what a comeback the whales had. Congratulations, Toastio, man, back from the dead. It was absolutely amazing. Everyone was saying Bitcoin whales died. They did not die. They are alive and well and breathing. And what an amazing project, but an amazing founder and amazing community. Bitcoin rocks sitting in the ninth spot. Have not seen the rocks up this far. At 5.8 Bitcoin. I am not buying a rock. If you own a rock, congratulations. You're probably going to be rich one day. So Bitcoin digits sitting at 0.0033. Osh Cash. Wow. This talk about coming back from the dead, sitting at 0.001. This thing was down really, really bad, but now looks like it's coming. Looks like it's on the way back. OCM Dimension sitting at 0.35. They were sitting around zero point 0.2 for the longest time, and they are up there. And that seems to be your market update. I appreciate you guys listening. We got here at Ordinal Evolution. We got some big news coming this week. We're going to be dropping our website. We're going to be doing a lot of things. Look out for that in the update tomorrow. We're really going to go over a bunch of things that we're doing. And we had an amazing week, interviews and videos, and we had some really big accomplishment this week. We hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. That's huge for me and Yago B. If you guys don't know, we work our asses off. We both work full-time jobs, and then we do this in our part-time. Not to mention we have families, so it is something that we truly enjoy. But don't get me wrong, it's a lot of hard work, and it's so nice to get that 1,000 subs, man. It really shows that you guys appreciate us, and we're no longer just this little show no more. We become a platform, and you guys let us be that, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful that you guys letting us be that platform and letting us be something that you guys go to daily for news and all that stuff. So I really appreciate you guys. But without further ado, let's get this show started. Ordinal Revolution presents Kimi and Friends. Let me hand it to my partner, as always, Mr. Agobi. What's up, buddy?
GM. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Just good something to you guys. We're so glad that you guys are here to join us every Saturday morning. You guys take, time out of your morning to join us, but it's also for your benefit too to get educated with these amazing builders that we have on stage and just educators in general. So with that being said, if you can please hit that little chat bubble in the bottom right and share this space so we can get as many people in here as possible. We have an amazing show today. We got some amazing guests that are going to be on stage, and some of them are already on stage. We got your boy Naki from Ordzar going to talk about royalties that they're adding. And if you haven't seen our live session with Nakib, go watch that. You'll probably crack up the whole time because we were just clowning and joking around. It was super fun. We're gonna do lives every Friday, and so join in on those. Um, we also have Dante's alter egos going to introduce Rune X Tech, so that's going to be interesting. There's a lot of new. Well, that's one thing too I want to talk about. There's a lot of new ecosystems or protocols that are popping up, but we have to remember that this is one big Bitcoin ecosystem. Yes, Ordinals and BRC20s have been in the main spotlight, but at the end of the day, we're all trying to make the Bitcoin ecosystem better, stronger, and more efficient and more usable. And so there's a lot of stuff that's popping up. And then we have the Doginals Fepe mints coming up. So we got them. Ordinal, Misfits, Satcheria is going to also be on stage as well. And also, if you want to ask questions or be a part of the conversation, just raise your hand or request to speak. We will get you on stage. If you never spoke on Spaces, let today be your first. It's, I know it seems intimidating, but once you do it, it's not. It's really fun, and you can get your questions answered directly. So we'll get you up here. But before we jump right into the guest speakers, I like to do a little back and forth banter with Kimi and Shizzy and whoever else wants to join in the conversation about the markets and kind of what the feeling is. Obviously, Bitcoin this past 3 weeks has had a good journey up, climbing up to all the way up to, I think it touched 38,000. With that being said, about 4 days ago, 5 days ago, Ordinals started joining in on that party. And it's been an amazing experience. And then Bitcoin kind of chilled out, and then now it's taken off again. Ordinals is kind of doing the chilling now. So, Kimmy, just wanted a little bit of your perspective on how you feel. Do you feel like right now the people in Ordinals and even outside of Ordinals are just kind of looking at Bitcoin to see where it's going to settle before they redeploy more capital into the ecosystem? What are your thoughts?
GM. Uh, I don't know. I don't look at the price of Bitcoin anymore. So I'm not in that camp who looks the price of Bitcoin and determine next move based on that. So, but yes, people usually do that. If when the Bitcoin pumps, everything stagnate, and when Bitcoin consolidate, people use those profits and move it to NFT or Ordinals in this cycle. And I think the Bitcoin will be first mover as always. I'm talking about big move. I'm not sure this is what we are expecting. I think we will have another 100% move in a month. I don't know, at the start of next year. So that will be when new people will really start to come in. We have to be prepared, especially with educational material, because I have a lot of questions. I'm in Balkan community chats and on Telegram, and every day somebody asks something about ordinals, and that's every day same talk, and that's the people who are already here at least 4 years. So when the new people come, I really mean no coiners. How will we will explain them? We have to settle some educational, but really simple educational threats. That's my thoughts. What Ordinal community should do.
Gotcha. Yeah, great point. I think once Bitcoin kind of settles down on where it wants to go, then I think we get a little bit of a maybe a mini 2 second, like a little pump in the Ordinals and BRC20 space. But also more importantly than that is what you said about education. There's tons of people that don't even know how to do the simple things, and it's simple to us because we've been doing it for the past year, but for them it isn't, and people like being comfortable and doing what they know. So I think we as a community need to keep trying to onboard make, whether that's us at Ordinal Revolution making simple, basics videos, which Shizzy and I have been talking about doing, or just, anybody in the community trying to walk someone through how to use a Unisat wallet, or just explain those basics to them. Shizzy, what about you? How are you feeling about, how the Ordinal market just kind of went through this boom and it's calming down now? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I think I said it a bunch of times before. When ordinals pump, it's because people are in the money, which basically means that when people make money on Bitcoin, let's just say they put 10 grand into Bitcoin and that 10 grand shoots to 4K, they feel comfortable taking that 4,000 and getting a little degen and buying ordinals and BRC20s and stuff. So as long as Bitcoin keeps going up, people are going to feel like it's house money, and when it's house money, it's money you're willing to lose. And that's why we pumped this week. We went from 26K to around 37, 38K. And that is why we pumped. And that's why we will continually pump. But yeah, I see us going about 42K for Bitcoin, and then with a correction down back to 34K. 34K, I think will be our bottom, and I think we'll be in this 34 to 42K for probably the rest of the year before we really start marching up next year and probably hitting all-time highs by the halving. And that's just my opinion, not financial advice. But I think, but once we reach that 42K, ordinals are gonna pump, man. We're gonna pump harder than we did last time. I think that was just the beginning. But remember to take profits. Remember to keep your Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most important asset in the world. And some of these JPEGs and some of these BRC20s will go to zero. So I just want everyone to be careful and take profits when necessary, but also hold on to some bags. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We're gonna make fine. So it's gonna be insane. I don't want to give no financial advice, but it's gonna be absolutely insane. I hope that answered your question, Yago.
Yep, did great job with that
You,
breakdown.
you
Well,
know what I'm looking more than price? The mempool. Is there any tool that I get alarm if fee drops under, I don't know, 20 cents? Johannes, maybe you can do something about that. I need stuff like that. So this is crazy with this mempool. It went to 200 and we didn't even started the bull run. I was afraid of that high fees, but this is insane. I didn't expect that. I was expecting 200 in the middle of the bull, not at the beginning, if this is start of the bull.
yeah, great point, great point. And I do want to recognize Johannes is on stage with us as well. He is going to be a speaker today, as well as the Ordinal Gazette as well. They're both on stage with us. But yeah, the mempool. I think when people get really bullish, especially the ones that have been here for a while, we get excited, really excited, and then the mempool gets crazy, right? And then I can't even send like an ordinal to somebody that won a contest on our show. I have to wait. Yeah, maybe there's some tools, Johannes, that you can talk about later, or something that you might be working on, or maybe not. Who knows, right? But um, yeah. So for everybody in here, just if you just got in here, welcome. We have some great speakers that are going to be speaking today. But we are going to kick it off with Nakib from Ordzar. He's going to talk about royalties being introduced into their platform and any updates that they have. So, Nakib, without further ado, the stage is yours, sir. Welcome to the Ordinal Revolution Presents Kimi and Friends show.
Hey, what's up? GN guys. I'm Nakib. I'm the co-founder for Odza. And yes, thank you for, I'm really honored to be here, to be a part of speaking as well, and to like the whole space moving forward really fast. You have so much innovation going on. And I just want to talk about royalties, right? Just gonna keep it quick and simple because I think a lot of you guys know what is royalties and why Odza is doing this is because for us, we are, as if you guys don't know, Odza is actually very much a community driven launchpad or marketplace, right? Where we get people to come in and discuss with them, and they give us what the features that they want to have in Otza. So one of the main features that a lot of people ask for is royalties, because as you know, a lot of different marketplace they don't have royalties, and some even OpenSea I think they took off royalty and stuff like that. So people just want to find a way to make money after doing free mint, right? Like a lot of ordinals out there are free mint, and has the price just shoot up and stuff like that. How can they continuously the creator make money from this? And that's where we created royalties. So just to share a bit more on the deep tech, it's not an on-chain royalties like in Ethereum, whatever, because it's really, really hard to do on-chain royalties, or it's almost impossible to do on-chain royalties. But instead, we created a system where the royalties can our protocol can be used in multiple marketplace. So if you guys wanna know more, go to Onza Twitter page, and you can actually see a pin post where it talks about how Onza use royalties. And the idea is we document a lot of different things that we're building on the protocol side. We have this thing called YPS.io where people can just go in, they can read up, and royalties is under OYPS number 6, under YPS 6. So the royalties that we create is not on chain. I just want to be very clear. But the on-chain stuff behind it are like the metadata. For example, when the creators they create a collection in Odza, they launch a collection. There will be a section that talk about if you want to have royalties. The royalties can be 1%, 2%, up to max of 20%, depending on how you want to do it or how much royalties you want to put in. So what happens is when you deploy your collection, you put it and it goes live, it cannot be changed because the metadata for the royalties is already on chain. The address and everything, the price, the percentage cannot be tampered. So if like for example, if you put 10% and then after you deploy it and you think like, oh, 10% is too much, when you roll down to 5%, you can't, right? It's set in stone. So when the idea this royalty works in terms of how when a person buy or mint and ordinals that have royalties tagged to it in the metadata, you if you want to sell it and for the creators to earn royalties from it, you can sell it only in Onza. So when you resell it in the secondary market in Onza, when people and somehow people buy the ordinals in Onza itself, and the transaction go through, the creator will get royalties. Of course, we would love to see other marketplace adopt our protocol, where, for example, if Magic and Gamma they support OIPS 6 or royalty protocol or feature, then even if you launch in Odza and then you sell it in Magic Eden or sell it in Gamma, uh, the main creator can still get the royalties. So we are really open to talk to the different marketplaces to see if they can adopt our OIPS or our royalties protocol. If they have a better protocol, trust me, we will adopt their protocol because we just want to try to kickstart this whole ecosystem where marketplace can adopt a royalty protocol where everyone can benefit, right? So these are the kind of things that I'm trying to talk to see if I can connect with Karma or Magic Eden if they can adopt this royalty program. So when it comes to enforceable, it's not enforceable at all other than only our marketplace. It's like I said, it's really hard to enforce royalties outside of Odza unless the other marketplace decided to adopt our royalty protocol. So that is the gist of how royalty work in Odza. And in terms of the future case, we are planning to see if we can also let already pre-inscribed collections, let's say Bitcoin whales, rocks, or whatever, if they on board into they kind of create a collection and into Odza itself with an imported everything. We want to try to see how we can include this royalty program into already kind of launch collection as well. It's not easy, but it's doable based on what my CTO mentioned. So yeah, that's the gist of how Odza royalty works. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
If you create your own marketplace, fam, you smashed it on both ends.
Sorry?
I said if you create your own marketplace, then you know you don't even need to worry about Magic Eden or Gamma Man. You can You can do your own thing. You can smash it at both ends.
I know, but it's more of trying to, because if you look at YPS, the royalty protocol, right, it's actually open source, where my goal is to, because audience space is really small and there's not a lot of marketplaces out there. And I want to try to discuss with all these marketplace where even for them to adopt this protocol. So, like I said, if we want, I want to empower the creators to get reward for things that they did nicely, right? Imagine the Bitcoin rocks, right? Selling at 5 Bitcoin and stuff like that, and the creators get paid for every sale. You know, that'd be really good. So that will support the creators to do more things in the future. You get what I mean? So I yeah. So that's actually I'm trying my best to see how to communicate with them and try to grow whole this ecosystem as a whole. Yeah.
I would say the fact that there's not a lot of marketplaces in Ordinals would mean there's room for more. So like whether it's you or somebody else, I think if somebody else can create a competitor, that would be great. I mean, competition is always good. It pushes people to do better, man. So if you guys are bringing in royalties, which I think is a great thing, you know, if you don't have to rely on Gamma and Magic Eden, and you guys can be the ones, you know, bringing that marketplace that caters to the projects that want it, or you or anybody else, man, I think that would be a great thing. I
Yes, I
never, I
think
never,
that.
I never think it's good for like one or two marketplaces to be. Well, obviously we need, you know, you need to stand out ones, but everybody needs competition. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. But shout out to you guys for doing that.
Thank you, thank you. For us, like I said, Odza is like the day I created Odza, it has always been what the community wants first, right? We launch features based on what community wants, and there's so much more features that we're gonna release in the future based on the community feedback. So royalties is one, we're gonna have more and more launch features popping up based on what the community is pushing on. So yes.
Hey, Nikib. So, and Ordinal Misfits. That was a good statement there. But um, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's are you trying to get social consensus amongst these other marketplaces so it kind of royalties kind of become a standard for artists? Um, Also, because if you're the only one doing it, then also it could be a little bit tougher on you guys, right? Because then like if Magic Eden isn't doing it from a retail consumer perspective, like I have to pay more for royalties and I might not want to do that. But at the end of the day, I think I agree with you. I think like royalties is the right thing to do for artists. Am I right on that or am I off?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a social consensus in terms of this whole ecosystem, right? Needs something to empower the artists again, right? Because there's so many times artists that's free mint or they launch a collection, and they didn't really manage to keep some for themselves or a lot for themselves, for example, right? And then people start minting a lot, and then they start selling, and the price goes up, and it does not really factor in the cost of what the creators, the time, the effort, and everything, right? And these royalties will be able to empower the creators to further create something new in the future. That's something that's what's missing in this space, and that's why I did these royalties, and I even opened up my whole royalty protocol, hoping to see other marketplace adopt it. So whatever or wherever the artwork are being sold, be in Odza, Gamma, or Magic Eden, they will still be empowered to get reward or get the royalty fees. So that's something that I'm trying to push really hard as well. Because dude, a lot of I can tell you that 90% or 95% of all the collection in Ordinals right now are free mint. Right? It's either 50 cent, 30 cent, $1, for example. And if they launch like a 555 um, collection, they only receive maybe 555 USD. Yeah, good money, but it won't really help them to be able to grow the community, the space even more, right? Like these are the for the small time artists that do really well. For I mean, for big artists, we have a lot of big artists out here. So I should say persona or accounts or influencers that can be able to sell thousands of their drops at $300, $400. To be honest, they don't need royalties for that. But this is more because they be earning millions of dollars anyway. This is more for the small guys that I'm trying to grow and support. so they can have the funds to do something extra or more in the future.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a ton of sense. I love it. I love it. Okay, so Johannes, you had your hand up first. Go ahead.
Hi, Nakib. I'm happy to see you again. And just as a disclaimer, I'm a happy customer. So I think I did one of the first drops from Nomi. So great portal. And we already had this discussion. So I really like the progress that you made to explain this. In the beginning, it wasn't clear for me that this was off-chain. And now it's pretty much in the message. So I really like that. But now I'm wondering how the other marketplaces are thinking about this. So my first question would be, because I would expect that you are a late player to the game, that the other marketplaces have, of course, a higher volume and are therefore the bigger marketplaces. So the first question would be, are they talking with you or do they just don't communicate? And if they communicate, I would like to know what's the opinion of the other marketplaces. If they are somehow into this, or did you got some other feedback, maybe something like Magic Eden is not at all interested. So if you could share some insights, that would be very interesting for me, because in the Ordinal's handbook, it's written that royalties are not a thing and you are trying to change the game. So I would be really interested in how the other marketplaces are reacting to this approach.
I mean, I'm trying to connect Gamma first. I think because I think Magic Eden don't really see us because we're just small, right? We launched in September. We are new, and actually for us, we are not. We didn't launch as a marketplace. We actually launched as a launch pad first because we want to focus on giving artists who don't really have the funds to pre-inscribe artwork upfront because it's expensive, right? So we created a launch pad where people, the artists can just do the art, and then the minters are the one that inscribe it directly. So that became really good because a lot of artists came in and stuff like that, and it's permissionless anyway, as well, because we don't really control anything except if the artist try to launch porn or child porn or rape or whatever, then we can block it, right? But on for communication with other marketplace, I'm trying to reach out to Gamma and trying to see if so far there's nothing concrete yet because we just launched this, and so far we're testing the royalties and it works really fine. But I'm trying to connect with Gamma first, to see if we can work something out together, right? To see if they can adopt our royalty, and then both of us can launch collections and people can sell in either one of our platforms and the creators can still receive. For Magic Eden, I think they're too big for us at this point, but I would definitely love to communicate with them and chat with them if they're interested as well. I will try to connect with maybe Chatfu or whoever and see if we can work this out together, because this is not about competing at all. This is more of a social consensus that benefit artists in the future as well. So there's nothing to do with us taking the users and stuff like that. It's more just on a protocol level. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, like, I feel like a lot of your work that you're doing right now is to really expand the ecosystem by showing either artists, hey, look, you can benefit more from this, or reaching out to governments of different countries and letting, educating on that level. So love what you're doing, Nakib, and keep it up, man.
Yes. Thank you. And I just want to add note to one more question on Joe is that yes, I know in the honors protocol theory book is that they don't really like royalties, I guess, but that is from their own perspective, right? What about the artist and creator's perspective? So for me, I'm trying to, you know, look at what the artists are looking at, and like I said, a lot of conversation that I had with artists, and they want to have this. They say, hey, can you have this? And that's where that's what I did, yeah, as a platform.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, Ordinal Misfit, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, man. You'll come to realize I'm really bad at putting my hand up, but now and again I am actually capable of doing it. I just wanted to say that I actually had a call with like both of those marketplaces. I won't say which one because it's kind of private. But one of them actually said that they can do royalties if people want it. So I would definitely reach out to both of them because one of them will definitely like want to have the conversation with you. I still think do your own marketplace, man. But me, that's just my opinion.
Cool. Thanks, man. That's it. I'm welcome to work with all the other marketplaces to try to see if we can do all of this together to empower the artists in the space. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Well, like I said, really appreciate what you do for the space in general. Um, Anybody else got any questions for Nikib on Ordzar and royalties and how that's going to work? Just go ahead and raise your hand if you have a question. Also, uh, hit that little chat button. We got about 50 something people in here. Let's get some more people in here to educate them on stuff like this. Artists need to know that Ordzar is going to offer royalties. So, Ordiment, go ahead, Ordiment.
Yeah. Hi guys. So this is Point from the Augment. Actually, we are having our own premiums launching soon. Um, and I really appreciate that or thus they are doing like this royalties for the creators. I do think it's a good intentions that we can bring more like creators and projects into this ecosystem. But I'm just kind of curious about everyone is talking about we should like when everyone is very excited about when is the mass adoption is coming, how can we bring more users, and everyone outside of Bitcoin ecosystem are talking about everything is too expensive around the ordinals and Bitcoin ecosystem. So I'm just curious about what do you think that adding royalties to every like marketplace at the same time we can bring more users into this space.
In the first place, royalties that we deploy is optional. It's based on what the creators wants to put at the price or the percentage at, right? So it's optional. If you do not want to
Yeah.
have royalties, or you do not want to have royalties at all, you can just put 0%. So it's fine. But in terms of when you mentioned that people are complaining that everything is on ordinals is expensive, tell them fuck off. The reason is because Ethereum itself, the gas fee yesterday I was trying to need something was 150 ETH, right? So and yes, our sets per VWAP were like 600 or 500 or something, but it's still less than that amount. So they are just bullshit. You get what I mean? I came from Ethereum space for 9 years. I built DeFi and stuff like that. So I know that they're just shitting on that. Yeah.
Tell them to
Well,
fuck off. I love that shit, bro. Tell them to fuck off. You tell them, bro.
only Solana people can complain.
Yes. Only Solana people can complain, or only maybe Tezos or whatever, but Ethereum have no right to say our fees are expensive because you can try now, go to OpenSea and mint something. It's gonna cost you $50, $60 ETH, right? And trust me, the highest fees I ever paid, when I was trying to push for RV to compound, I have to pay 3 ETH for my fees. So and that was like $6,000 to $7,000. So fuck off. Yeah.
That's why we love you, Nikib. You tell it how it is. Um, yeah, for the people that are saying that, that also kind of makes me realize, we're still not. We might be at the very, very, very beginning parts of like this starting of this bull. But if you remember back from 2020 DeFi summer, people were paying thousands of dollars to buy like $10,000 worth of tokens. For gas. Gas was crazy during those times. And when things are bullish and things are flowing, they won't complain as much about it. Which is one of the reasons why I think like OpenSea and all those NFT platforms got rid of royalties at the end because they were trying to figure out how to increase volume in a bear market. Maybe I'm not sure if that's the reason, but yeah, I think the complaining will eventually fade once Bitcoin's at like 40, 50, $60,000 and everybody's happy. All All right. All right. Well, again, appreciate you, Nikib, everything you do. Keep it up. We'll keep an eye on you. Guys, if you're not following Nikib, go follow Nikib. Go check out Ordzar. That platform it was created for the people, the artist, and there's no fees, right? So,
Yeah,
go
zero
ahead.
fees. It's zero fees because I'm sticking close to the ethos of Bitcoin, right? Why the fuck should someone pay fees in Bitcoin? Doesn't make any sense. That's all I can say.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's gonna have their own business model, but like, yeah, that Ordzar definitely sticks to that Bitcoin ethos, and that's the whole kind of point of DeFi was to eliminate the middleman type of situation, and that's why I love Ordzar and Nikib so much. But appreciate you, sir. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to. I want to go to the Dogginals next. You guys have been on our spaces before. Just wanted to get an update on your project. If you could, just the stage is yours. Go ahead.
Hi, thanks, Shizi, Yagobi, and Kimi Boy for the opportunity to come over to your space. Thank you very much. I forgot to say that at the past space. Uh, so for Dogenus, um, I think every time we mention about Dogenus, is actually a way to pay respect to Bitcoin. Don't worry, I don't think it will like diluted any market cap from ordinals. In fact, it will increase the interest between both community. So during the previous 2 weeks, we can see that um, ordinals have been a lot of people coming in, and there's more hype into ordinals. So endogenous is the same too. We can see the token doggy. There's a rise from 0.05 to 30 cent recently, and some of the digital artifacts in endogenous uh, has also see some kind of adoption. But some of you might see that some of the marketplace they still indicate uh, artifacts as NFT. I think because of we are still early, so I hope most of the marketplace will change the term NFT to artifact soon for Dogenus. So talk a little bit about our collection. We are the frogs in Dogenus, and all of our frogs is sub 100K, from 84K to 95K inscription. But endogenous, we call it that subscription rather than inscriptions. And uh, all the when we inscribing in endogenous, all the fees is way lower than ordinals. So I think some of the um, collection in ordinals, uh, they can try to like have a secondary collection in endogenous because the fees is kind of low here, and then it's quite affordable for both creators, the collectors, and also some of the people who want to play around in this space. So our collection, the min is actually in going. We already passed the first phase OG min. About 100 OGs is in our Discord, and we just open up the whitelist min. I foresee there will be a very slow adoption in our 4,000 frogs. If you look into the inscribing the subscription, you can see that Dogener frogs, which we inscribed back in March at 9 March, is 1 day earlier than Bitcoin frogs. So that is also why one thing we see in Dogenus is we believe there's some kind of collectability in Dogenus because Dogecoin, if you see when it launched in December 2013, in over 1 month's time, there is more than 1 million people go into dogecoin.com, the website. So from there, you can see that why Dogecoin, uh, I mean, would not die until now. I got into crypto since 2017. Actually, when people ask me, my friend asked me which coin to buy, I will say when they mention Dogecoin, I will always say, better uh, invest into the blue chip. Uh, Although Dogecoin is one of the blue chip, but I would say that that is just a joke coin. But now my perspective actually changed because there's really something in Dogecoin. Of course, I'm very much in uh, Bitcoin also, and then I got kind of early in Ordinals. But there's something in Doge, and if you focus on the macro view, there's not much POW blockchain that is really outstand. Uh, when we look into from a macro level, there's only Ordinals and Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Uh, if you want to mention Litecoin is more or less like, I mean, from the image, from the culture, it's more or less similar to Bitcoin. So I would say it's kind of like a duplicate. But Dogecoin is different.
So yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, this technology of ordinals has carried over to Dogecoin, right? And you guys have the Doginals, and I kind of look at it like how Ethereum, once Ethereum started, and all these other EVM chains started to kind of pop up, right? So that's how I kind of see like the ordinal technology ecosystem. And so yeah, I think it's really cool. So your mint is ongoing right now, correct?
Yes, and there's a good news for all the audience to tonight. You guys can we want to give away three sub 100K fair pairs, the frogs endogenous to 3%. I mean, maybe later you guys can give away after the space, or the other option is maybe come to our Discord. We will do a refer or something. So our whitelist mint is ongoing. Anyone who is interested to adopt, let's say you miss the Bitcoin frog in Ordinals, if you consider to adopt 1 liter this Dogenus Fepe, which is the frog in Dogenus, you can just go to our Twitter pin message to drop your Dogecoin address, where you can create a wallet with Doge Lab wallet or Audifying wallet or Doggy.market wallet. So all this wallet you can create, and then you can drop the address there. We get you whitelisted, but there's only 24 hours left. And if you min 10, you can get one free, and then get one Dogenus Panda. There is another Dogenus NFT, Dogenus artifacts in the Dogenus space. Yep.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that update. Pin where people can find the mint, if you don't mind, in the comments, and everybody check it out. The technology is pretty much the same, so you can go over there and check out the Doginals.
Yeah, if you want to look at all our I mean the image of the inscription of the frogs, you can just go to doggy.market, which I will left link in the comment section later, and then you can, see all the 4,000 frogs. How does it look like? Yep.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that update. We'll definitely look out for it. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to move because we got a lot of speakers today. So we'll take some questions a little bit later on as well. Next up, I want to allow Ordinal Misfits to kind of talk about what you guys got going on. And also, I believe you guys are the, was it Sator, what is it? Are you guys a part of the magazine, right?
No, fam. What magazine are you talking about? I mean, if we are, brilliant, but not to my knowledge.
Sorry, I got some misinformation. But the stage is yours. Ordinal
That's
Misfits.
all right, fam. There's a lot of that going around in the space, man. No stress. Just give me 1 second. I don't know if anyone else has got a cat, man, but when my cat wants something, it follows me around the house. And the guys, let me just let him out, man. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
Don't buy a cat, man.
Or I could sort of take over just with
Yeah. Hey,
Go.
Misfits,
yeah. GM. Yeah, so we're Ordinal Misfits. Just a little bit about our project. It's been kind of a interesting timeline for us. We initially we're going to launch back around actually June, but then it was just sort of the market slowed down, and unfortunately with the way that Ordinals went, we decided that it would be better to delay. So we're actually back, and we've decided that now is sort of our time, and we're ready to go. But our collection size, we're about 1,000 inscriptions. We've got 1,000 different pieces plus 20 one-of-ones. We wanted to really give those one-of-ones to sort of just have something special. We've got a really nice Elon Musk one. We've got a couple of others like a Pharrell one, and then just a couple in between, which we'll slowly reveal. But really the goal for us is quality art first and foremost. We're actually, you can see on my PFP that I'm actually sporting one right now, and you might not be able to tell, but it is actually pixel art. So we really wanted to go with high quality pixels, something that was sort of in between, like more of a flat PFP, like a fully, I guess you'd say fully graphic, fully rendered one, and something more pixelated. But we actually are a pixelated collection. We didn't use AI or anything like that, and our artist in particular wanted to really make these sort of more dimensional, so you can see that there's a bit more shading. Mine around the edges, you can see around the head's got a bit more shading. So just something that is nice to look at. We wanted to have something like that, and that's a bit more individual. We love animal PFPs, absolutely, but we wanted to do something that was a little bit more human, more relatable. Some of ours are not human, but just something that people could sort of identify with a little bit better. And we've started to develop quite a bit of lore, things of that nature. And ultimately, what we want to do is we want to be more than just like a proof of concept using technology. What we're really striving to do is build out a fully self-sustaining ecosystem. And I can't really say too much on that yet, but after Mint, we've got a really nice sort of surprise where this ecosystem we believe can be fully self-sustaining. Because a lot of projects, like I love the royalty model and things of that nature, but we want to be able to allow holders to sort of keep the fun going after Mint, where we're not reliant on releasing collection after collection to sort of sustain. We actually have a plan in place to create something that we believe can fully sustain itself. So that's going to come after Mint. OG Dad, I didn't know if you were back yet, but did you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I'm back, man. I have to kick my cat out. Yeah, to pick up where Ordinal Gazette left off. So first and foremost, the first reason I wanted to have a collection on Bitcoin is because it's Bitcoin. It was not anything to do with anything else that's currently been developed. It was literally because I thought the idea of having a collection on Bitcoin, as much as I love Solana, I'm from Solana originally. So if anybody wants to talk about shit about Solana, come and see me. It is fast, it is cheap, it is great. But Bitcoin is a daddy. Like without Bitcoin, none of us would be here. And for me, that was like the main attraction. But you know, since then, there are a lot of things that a lot of cool people in the space have built and developed, which is a great thing that we hope to kind of integrate into ordinals in Ordinal Misfits in the future. But first and foremost, from like my perspective, we want people to join the community because they love the art, they love being a part of the community. I personally think that should be the reason people first join a community, and then anything that comes after, you know, will come. Like in my head, I'm a planner. I already have like a 3-month plan, 6-month plan, 12-month plan, 2-year plan. And there are no guarantees in this space. I think anybody that says that there are guarantees is a liar. The only guarantee like we kind of give is that we'll try our best to build the brand, to build the project, and make it work. Our mint will be dropping in 3 to 4 weeks. First and foremost, we want to make sure the mint experience is a fun one, because it should be. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I want people to enjoy the mint, be hyped about the mint, and what comes after it. And like Ordinal Gazette said, there will be a few things ready straight away after our mint. It'll be a 2-phase mint, so people will be able to mint a Misfit backpack, and then a few days later, they'll be able to use their backpack to mint their Misfit. And there'll be some fun things involved in that as well. Sorry, man, I'm walking around my house, so if I sound out of breath, it's because I am. Yeah, that's a little bit about us. Like, I'm all about the fun. Like, and if anybody knows me or they've heard me speak on Spaces before, I'm probably not your average founder. I am crazily transparent. I'm not massively technically minded, but I think in this space, you should use your qualities and find other people's qualities that kind of match with you. So, you know, I'm the creative person, and I've tried my best to find other people who have their strengths, you know, like a great artist, a great dev, somebody that really understands blockchain. And I think if you can bring all those people together and work as a team, you know, that's kind of you on the road to success. Even though I said like before, there's no guarantees. I think, you know, if you can build a strong team foundation, then that should, you know, hopefully lead to short and long-term success. I do love questions, so if anybody got any questions, feel free to fire those at me. Our Discord is open. Like Ordinal Gazette said, we've been around for a while. Even when the market's gone quiet, we've not gone away. You know, we've been here. We've been holding our own spaces every Sunday. I won't share that too much because I'm on another space, but yeah, we've been holding our own space every Sunday, making friends, making connections, which I do think is important in the space. Shout out to anybody that holds a space because I do think they're really good for the space. I think encouraging people to talk and come and listen and educating others is a great thing to do. So that's a little bit about us. You're more than welcome to come and check us out in Discord, ask any questions. We're always open to those. There's quite a few people in the space that I can see that are actually in our Discord, so shout out to you. And yeah, shout out to you guys for hosting this space.
I appreciate that breakdown, man. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the art here. It looks pretty cool. So do you guys do like some like celebrity type of characters in here? He mentioned Elon. I also see kind of like this Rick and Morty looking, you know, like and then Spider-Man as well. Is that like just mixed in with like the overall collection, or how does it work?
So we've got 21 of ones that are different to the whole collection. So those are probably some of the ones that you're seeing. So the rest of the collection, I think essentially they kind of one of ones because the amount of traits and different things. So, you know, we've aimed for them all to look a little bit different. And we have 900 boys, 100 girls. I think it's good to kind of represent the you know, females in the space. But yeah, like the Elon one, the Spider-Man one, those are the one of ones. I'm still working on those. 10 of them will be in the mint. 10 of them will be kind of kept behind because we have some ways we want to kind of give the community the opportunity to get some of those for free in different ways. Everybody loves the one of one, so I think if we create some fun ways to kind of give people opportunities to get their hands on those after the mint. Yeah, man, that's a cool thing to do. I'm so out of shape, man. I'm walking around my house. I probably sound like I'm about 70, but I'm not. I probably sound like I am.
Gotcha. No worries. No worries. Cool. So, is there any anything else about the collection that is unique? I might have missed some of the details, but are these like inscribed on any specific sats? Is there recursion used in anything, or is it just kind of just a typical standard?
So for the backpack, we'll be using recursion. All of the one-of-ones will be inscribed on special sats or rare sats, depending on which way you like to describe them. And the 1000 collection will just be inscribed on common sats. And we did consider doing the whole collection on like rare, maybe like JPEGs or Silk Road sats, but like I really want the one-of-ones to be like special. And that's not to say the rest of the collection isn't special. It is. I love the art, and I hope everybody finds a misfit that suits them the best. But I just think having the 21-of-ones that are really unique and adding them onto specific sats just makes those even more special, if that makes sense.
And I was gonna add in too. We've got this backpack that's gonna be sort of like a pre-mint almost. It's gonna really act like a mint pass almost. And one of the things that we noticed is like that a lot of projects that do mint passes or burn passes, like they'll typically get burned from another chain and then they're never really used again. So like with the backpack, we wanted to give that a sort of utility, which we'll release over the next coming weeks. But that backpack is actually going to like forever be part of the ecosystem. So that'll actually act as like the mint pass, and then whoever has a backpack, we'll basically give them a role on the Discord, and those people that submit their wallets or have the backpack in their wallet, they'll be entitled to receive a misfit as part of that. But then in the future, we actually have some utility planned out for those backpacks. So I don't want to say it's a 2-for-1, but in a sense, they're two separate sort of things. They do go hand in hand, but we wanted those to sort of be able to operate independently. So in the future, we really want to have a full-on ecosystem, and sort of playing into what I was saying about it being self-sustaining. We'd like for this backpack to play a role in that. And we've got quite a few things planned out, but just trying to build an ecosystem out. The backpack is going to be recursive, and we're going to have that actually inscribed on a rare sat. But the recursive backpacks that are given out to people, they'll really only point to that one backpack. And we have sort of plans of something to do with that rare backpack as well. But it's really, really excited for how it's going to go down.
Yeah, the idea is that every misfit needs a backpack. Do you know what I mean? Like Ordinal said, without giving too much away, like the backpacks won't just be a one-time use case.
Yeah, gotcha. I love that idea. And also, I love kind of using these different assets to kind of, I guess, give utility, but also just continually build the ecosystem, right? Like if you look at someone that does a really good job, in my personal opinion, like Mr. BRC from Nocturnal Maxis, he's constantly releasing something that his nocturnal community can utilize within, whether it's Nocturnal Town, having a ticket to Nocturnal Town, or doing the recursive additions to that, right? So I think you guys have a good vision for something similar, and I hope to see more of those type of updates.
Yeah, man, fam, I appreciate it. Like I said, like it's people in the space that build things or are in the process of building things that can be used for Ordinal projects. And like I say, when I first had the idea, it was literally plain and simple. I have the concept of misfits and how I want to build a brand, and I want it to be on Bitcoin. But since then, making connections and seeing what people are doing, like the more things we can kind of integrate, because that's what things are created for, so you can use them. The more things we can integrate and use in a good way, if it will help us and help our project, then we're obviously going to look to do that. And we've got a few partnerships we want to try and do as well, but I have to kind of, slow my roll because I always want to say too much. But, like I say, no guarantees, but we're going to try our best to do what we want to do.
Awesome. I appreciate all the information. So real quick, if you could just repeat when your launch is, and if you have that date.
We do have the date and the launch pad, but we'll be announcing the actual date probably sometime around the 22nd, with a view well, I can't really say to. I don't know got the exact date yet, but yeah, it's not in the two. It's within the next few weeks. Let's just put it that way. Like I said, we want to make our mint a fun experience. If there are any OGs from our OG chatting here, they probably have a little bit alpha on that. But there's a few things we just need to tie up first to make sure we can do things we want to do them exactly. But yeah, it's within the next few weeks. And we have, it's a shame, like, I love, I'm really crap at pronouncing names, which is funny because my surname is awful to pronounce. And Akib, I really love what Odes are doing. I'm a man of a word, so we already have our launch pad. But in the future, like, a year and a half from now, I'm assuming you guys will still be around. It'd be great to do something with you because I do think, like, the no fee things is sick, man. We talked about it in our space the other day. We're like, how are these guys even doing this? Like, how are they doing it for free? How are they making their money? Like, what's the business model? Or whatever your business model is, I think offering that service to people for free is a quality thing to do.
Word. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it a lot.
Also, if you look in history, some of the largest companies started off, offering free services. Like Google started as a free search engine, right? It was like the use case was the most important thing, and eventually the monetization can come. So awesome. Well, appreciate it, Ordinal Misfits, man. I'm excited for y'all's launch. I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye out on it. I'm gonna try to get a whitelist if you guys have one or whatever. I'll do the work. But anyhow,
we could butt in. To be fair, I don't mind giving. I'll think of how we could do it. But I'm happy to give an OG spot away. We've got a few left, which will be a free mint. Let's get on with the space, and while you're doing that, I'll try and think of the best way to give that out. And we can hook up, man. Send me if you send us a DM. I love people who host spaces. Like 6 months ago, you would not catch me dead on a space. Now, as you can tell, you cannot shut me up, man. Like, you kind of grow your confidence in this space on spaces. I think some people can be intimidated by spaces or the people that are on them, but my advice is just get yourself on spaces, be yourself. Don't try to impress anybody because people are going to either love you or hate you. Love you or hate you either way. So just get on spaces. Whether you're a founder, dev, holder, you want to speak, you've got something to say, just do it.
Awesome. That's great advice. Anybody have any questions for Ordinal Misfits before we hop to the next thing?
Hi, I just have a question for Agobi. Agobi, this is not part of the NFT questions, but recently which I've come up with a project called Zing. I'm much interested, but when I was doing my research on Zing project BRC20, apart from you, I have not got many of the much of the information. Can you explain why the project Zing is having a better future, and what makes the difference with the existing Ordinal project? If you can explain, it would be nice.
Yeah, so I'll answer this with a short answer, and then because we do have a lot of speakers that have to go through their projects. But so Zing is just an OG early BRC20 that happened to deploy unintentionally, I believe, on an uncommon sat. So it was a rare sat that BRC20 deployed on, and so that was what kind of created that hype for that token. Right. And then whenever that craze happened in March, it shot up. And then just recently, people are trying to bring out some of these other OG tokens, and Zing is one of them, just because they see the energy back again. But that's just from my perspective. The only fact part of that is that it did launch on an uncommon sat. So I would recommend just trying to go to their Twitter account. I believe they have a Twitter account. Do some research on it. And make the I guess speculation and assumptions from the research that you have. But I hope that answer. I know that's not probably the answer that you're looking for, but that's what I got for you, brother. Appreciate the question though. So next is I want to get a little update from Dogfather. First of all, shout out to your PFP. I see you joined the Ninja Alert Army there. We've got a customizable one that matches your brand there. So what's been going on? What's been going on with frens? If you could just give the space an update.
Hi guys. So yeah, thanks for having me up. Yeah, the Ninja PFP, that's pretty cool. When I saw that, and I mean, the first thing I wanted to grind very hard to be among the first 300 to customize my PFP, because I think that brings a lot of value, and it's way more likely that you converge to a new PFP if it somehow resembles your old one. So I wanted to have a pirate themed one because I had like the Jolly Roger flag, and now I have the pirate kind of like hat, and I have black and white, and that's doable if you are among the first 300, like Leonidas did, and like many others did, that it resembles what you had before. So people recall it earlier and or easier. So that's pretty cool. And I think this project is now really picking up some steam. I think you see it on the timeline. I mean, go to the Ordinal show. How many changed their PFP? I think it's like 200 at the moment. And you know, it's just the first 300 that can actually do that. So around 80% or so of the people changed their PFP. I think that's pretty remarkable for a project. And yeah, I would. I mean, the alpha is try to get among the first, I don't know, 2,000, 1,000 or so that can actually be on the whitelist for the mint. I think it's a no-brainer, right? It's like 0.02 BTC to be there, and wow, I think it's really worth it. It's like 30 BTC market cap. This is like nothing. This is among the first 50 only, and I think it will be a top 10, top 20 project. I'm relatively sure about that. It will be a strong community. Yeah, that's it from the Ninja. So just go to the Ninja Discord. There it's explained how you can come on the whitelist. It's like really you have to grind for it. It's a bit too late to do a pizza video, but you can invite some friends and make the app a bit more popular. With the friends ID, yeah, it's a bit like we have now 1,600 people on there. We had a drop for the first 100, so we are working on that. But I think fees are high at the moment, so it's not that attractive to deploy and update your friends IDs. I think people wait a bit to once fees are a bit lower, then it's a bit cheaper. Yeah, we continue building. I think I'm talking to some who want to integrate the Friends ID into their websites. It's in the making. It's a long-term project. Yeah, hope we have some more updates pretty soon.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm definitely excited about that. As you know, Shizzy and I have our .friends username, and we have a little ecosystem that we built out over there. I am a little salty though towards TO because before we made a video for the Ninja Alerts, but I guess I don't know, maybe we weren't good enough for him. I'm just kind of messing around, but we didn't get the whitelist for some reason. I don't know. With that being said, appreciate the update, Dogfather. You're one of the good ones, you know, and you know, I'm looking forward to what you got, you know, with .friends.
Bro, but the video could not be worse than mine. So I was doing mine really in a rush. I have zero video skills. So I would ping them in the Discord and tell them, look, there's something going on. Because it cannot be the quality really. I mean, mine was really like, it was the worst, right? Honestly, I just did to grind the points and for the culture, but it cannot really. I mean, honestly, it cannot be worse. I mean, I will delete it once this thing is through because it's really a bit embarrassing to show my zero skills here. So go into the Discord, ping them. Probably there's some error. I mean, just try it. I mean, it's worth it. And other than that, you can easily invite a few friends and get on the leaderboard, even if you don't have it customized. They all look pretty cool. Yeah, you will regret it big time if you don't join.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, we might have to do that. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Did Trevor liked your video? Because he liked mine, I don't know, 1 week ago, and I make that video, I don't know, few months before that. So I don't know, he's slow, but there is a lot of applications for that.
I mean, Trevor retweeted mine and made a quick comment, but really just like it was really not good. So there was no big. I was really posting that on a Sunday just in order to make as little noise as possible because it was so embarrassing. And but he saw it, he retweeted it, and yeah. But honestly, it was really on a Sunday, just for purpose. So yeah, just make sure to check out the Discord.
Yeah, that was my case also. I ate half of the pizza because I was home alone and my wife and kids went somewhere, and I ate half of the pizza, and then I realized, damn, I can make a video for Ninja, and then I made it with half of the pizza.
Yeah, that's awesome. We might have to just go into Discord and ping them. I want to give a shout out to a couple people in the audience. Bean, what's up? Based Art Fam, Track, Benny, some other people out there. We appreciate all you guys. Just being in the audience and doing what you do for the space. Let's go ahead and pass it over to Satoria Digital and Ordinal Magazine. What you got for us? If you could kind of explain what you guys do and what you're building.
Thank you for letting us join the space today. But first, we're pretty much we're building the first ecosystem or BTC ecosystem magazine that's inscribed on the BTC blockchain.
Gotcha. What do you? So you're gonna? How does that work? Are you going to inscribe like a ongoing recursive inscription that you can reinscribe on like new pages, or what's the approach to it?
Or that's the second approach. The first approach is we have a free digital copy that comes out weekly. Then right now we have one copy that's been inscribed in recursive. So each week we put out a new mag on our website, satoria.xyz. Then so far we have our first one inscribed. It's a limited supply, so they're more rare than the ones that's online, but we get majority of the let's see.
So I'm looking at your website right now. It looks pretty cool. So when I go to pre-order magazine, not pre-order, sorry. I was actually looking at when I click on news, it looks like there's multiple different magazine editions. Are these actual like inscriptions or?
No, those are our free weekly editions. We're on. Those are our free weekly editions that's on our website, but we're on episode 19 or edition 19. But we have a pre-order that have a pre-order of our physical copy. We just started. So once we get to a certain amount, then we will start shipping out the first copy.
Hi everyone, I'm Ordinal, founder of Satoria Magazine. I come for help my friend. First project is a free weekly magazine. The target is build for the ecosystem and come with another thing. we have already inscribed the first magazine in Bitcoin blockchain, but it is not a priority. The magazine inscribed, it's like bonus. The target is a free weekly magazine. We cover BTC Ordinal, BTC machine ecosystem, and in the future, we want to cover more projects. Okay, and we have a third target, third project. It's Survivor Chronicle. It's a collection, free airdrop. The airdrop is stuck in mempool right now, but it's a free airdrop, come maybe in 1 week or free, I don't know. Every revenue, every advertising revenue is a give for the holder.
Gotcha. Okay. So I feel like I understand kind of what you guys are doing between the both of you guys, breaking it down. So you're in a magazine that covers ordinals and also the BTC machine ecosystem. Your website has 19 Satoria magazine editions that are all PDF downloadable magazines.
Yeah, exactly.
And you also inscribed the first edition online. Is that correct?
No, it's a special edition, but it's the first magazine create, publish, and inscribe on Bitcoin blockchain.
Gotcha. So did you inscribe it in this with recursion to where you can flip the pages online?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure to understand. It's we have inscribed with recursive inscription.
Okay. So can you pin? Do you mind pinning that inscription in the comments if you could, so people could kind of take a look at it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. We have another vision. We love PFP. We love arts. Yeah, that's so cool. That's so crazy. But maybe we can build another thing. We need arts. Yeah. But we need another thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So I heard you say that you do have an ordinal mint coming up. Is that correct? Or no? Maybe I misheard.
We have a new collection, Survival Chronicles. It's an airdrop. 90 airdrop, and oh, excuse me. I'm not a native speaker. It's difficult for me. Every holder of Satoria Mag are airdrop for a new collection. And the new collection, it's a special collection, not just PFP collection. First utility, it's advertising revenue. The origin of revenue is websites, magazine. We can buy ads for your project in your magazine, and revenue of Ordinal sale. Every revenue adds give for Survival Chronicle holders. That's a new collection. And maybe more utility. This project is a community project, driven by the community. Alone, I can't. It's not possible to push a project. I work every week in a magazine with the team, Fonzi, Shosho, Wav, Mo, and other person. I give the link in the comments.
Perfect. Okay, so it sounds like an airdrop type of opportunity that you guys are doing with your collection. You know, I love to see these publication type of projects pop up, because the more that we have these, the more that people outside of the ecosystem can catch an article, or learn more about our ecosystem. And it's growing, guys. Like, Ordinal's Bitcoin ecosystem is growing. I think Mattyverse just posted something on his account that showed, like, how you have the ecosystem infographic, and this is the biggest version of it that I've seen since I've been in Ordinal. So it's definitely growing. I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I'm looking forward to reading. I want to read the special edition, the one that you inscribed, and I'll be looking forward to more updates from you guys.
Thank you so much, man. Special giveaway, come on your Discord, special giveaway.
All right, you heard it. They're doing a special giveaway on their Discord. You can pin that as well. All right, now let's get to. I want to get to Johannes again, because he actually came on to talk about Ordpool. Johannes, can you explain what that is, and what you're building with that?
Okay, so microphone is again activated. Hello, hello, GM. So could you repeat, please, the last question?
Just if you could talk about Ordpool, and what, educate the audience on what that is. And
Of course. Yeah, thank you for giving me the time to show the community my tool. So yeah, usually we have a lot of different audiences in the Ordinal space. Some people are going to do tokenomics. Some people are interested in doing and buying art and all other kinds of good stuff, like publishing written content and so. But everybody has to go to one little gate, and this is the mempool. So whenever somebody is going to inscribe something, first the transaction has to be submitted to the mempool. And as we all know, it's a marketplace where people are competing against each other to get into the next Bitcoin mining block. And as we all know, these transactions are measured in sats per VByte, and depending on the market fluctuations, sometimes it's very cheap to inscribe, and sometimes it costs you a lot. And if you are going to inscribe something for a low fee, then you have to wait a lot of time to get into the next block, and maybe never. So some years ago, people figured out that it's very unsatisfying to just wait for the transaction to confirm. And that was the time when the project mempool.space was born. It was some groundbreaking new tool to see all the transactions that are still idling around. And you could somehow measure how long it will take you. Will it take me 1 day? Will it take me just 10 minutes? So before that, it was literally just a super boring waiting game. And with mempool.space, people had the ability to look on some graphical user interface, see the transactions, how they are fighting with each other. You could and can still track your transaction and see what's going on the mempool. And literally everybody in this room has already used that tool once, I would expect. So usually if you're going to inscribe something, or if you're going to do a transfer, all the different marketplaces are just doing the first step. They are providing you with some kind of transaction that you are then signing, and then it goes into the mempool, and everybody is then staring for minutes, hours, days on the mempool.space website. Then I realized that this is still very unsatisfying, because you don't know what's actually inside the transaction. So usually if you are just looking on the original website, you are just seeing the transaction. You see that it has a lot of data, but you don't know what's inside. And because I got so frustrated looking on all my transactions while they are idling, I decided that I should build something to visualize what's inside this transaction. So, and I was actually working on some art project, and I had the default flow. Somebody could order my art, then there was a confirmation page, then a link to mempool.space, and then I was just staring on the screen. And then I realized, okay, this is so frustrating for me. I'm going to build something to see what's inside. So first I made it for my own website. So if you are going to my art project, I think you will see the best confirmation screen on planet, because you see all the nice statistics about the inscription that is going to be inscribed, that is still in the mempool. And it turned out that people, that I got a lot of positive feedback for my art, but I got even more feedback for the confirmation screen, because I thought this is they said this is a great addition. It's actually not that boring to see on some transaction ID and just a countdown for the time, because here I can already see what I have been paying for, what I have been paid for. And so I thought, okay, people like it, let's extend this. And it was 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before Inscribing Amsterdam, where I actually had the idea to build that tool. So I'm a freelancer, and usually I work for clients, and I can a little bit decide what is going to be next, what I'm going to do. And so I literally stopped everything I did 2 weeks before Inscribing Amsterdam, and I just worked on this day and night, literally day and night for 2 weeks, right? And I was actually able to finish the first version, in the night before Inscribing Amsterdam. And then it was great that I had already some friends in the Ordinals ecosystem. So then the super nice guys from Ordinal Spot were already my first beta testers. They liked the idea. They even told me that I should not call it Mempool Ordinals Explorer or something, which is super boring. They told me that it would be a much better idea to just call it ordpool.space. And this was the moment when the website was registered, just some hours before Inscribing Amsterdam. And so I rebranded everything to ordpool.space. And I think still this is a super cool domain for this. So then the guys from Ordinal Spot went to Amsterdam. Then they somehow talked with RAF, which is the main which is the dev lead from Ordinal. So that guy is controlling which pull request is merged next. And I don't know why, but then things got really crazy, because Raf himself used this tool during his workshop. So there were photos of Raf inscribing something live on stage, and on all the pictures you could see the logo of my website. And then things got totally viral. And and I was totally happy, because usually as a developer I just build code. I build a lot of stuff, and usually people are not very interested into this. So I throw spaghetti to the wall, see what sticks. Usually it's not sticking, but this time it was totally sticking. People really gave me awesome feedback, gave me a lot of stuff I should add to the tool next. And finally I reached, I think it can go only downhill now, because during that Amsterdam time, even Casey himself finally followed me and liked the tweet about ordpool.space. So I think it can't get better. So I'm pretty much confident that a lot of people are right now using this in that moment. I have statistics here. So during Inscribing Amsterdam, I had 1,000 unique visitors. It was the first day. And since the mempool is super hot, it's around at least 600 unique visitors per day. And right now, every time the fees are spiking, I can see a lot of more visitors, because everybody is interested to see what's in the mempool. Because people are usually telling you, these are all these inscriptions, and this is usually BRC20 stuff. You should convince yourself that this is the truth. And actually, funny enough, it's not always that it's just over 50% blocks occupied by inscriptions. Usually, you will see that also a lot of transactions are just UTXO consolidations. So we are not the only ones polluting the mempool right now, because if prices are going up, people are, of course, going to transfer money from their cold wallet to exchanges to sell stuff or to buy stuff. So yeah, so this tool is telling you the truth, but I can definitely confirm that the mempool is right now super hot. Yeah, and maybe we could even talk a little bit with the audience, because I'm just this one single developer, and I need a plan what I should work on next, because it's actually super hard to decide what I should implement. Just as an example, the first version that I made and that you can right now see, I maybe pin the tool to the I will pin the tweet. Now it's on the space. So my first idea was, for example, that I should use the same look and feel like ordinals.com. So ordinals.com is displaying inscriptions inside an iframe. Doesn't matter if it's an image or text file, and it's always inside an iframe, which is going to resize, which is usually looking great for images. But for example, Ord.io is displaying the images directly, and I was thinking maybe I should do the exact same thing like ordinals.com, display everything inside the iframe. And actually, doing that BSC20 hype, I got a lot of feedback from all these degens telling me that they don't like the way I did it, because the JSON file has very tiny text. So one of a lot of feature requests that I got was that I should display the JSON a little bit more formatted, just displaying the font bigger, maybe syntax highlighting for the JSON, so that it's better readable and not that tiny. So as you see, market research is right now my biggest problem. I have so many plans that I could actually do, but the question is really what the people want me to do next. So I will definitely add better JSON support to this tool, because this is actually the most inscribed content right now. And I optimized that tool for art. So images are displayed perfectly, but I have to admit, if you are on a mobile phone and you want to see a BSC20 inscription, the text is super tiny. So this was very valuable feedback, because this has a lot of implications how I'm going to develop that stuff. I can't borrow traffic from ordinals.com if I want to display it differently. Then I have to go another route. Then I have to pass the content on my own. So it's very important to get feedback from all of the Ordinals people, because it has super big implications of how I'm going to build that. There are so many possible ways to do it, and feedback from the community is the most important stuff right now. Yeah, outpool.space.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate that explanation. I'm looking at it right now, ordpool.space, and I have mempool.space up next to each other. It looks very similar, except for obviously you're showing the next block, right? If I want to know, what's coming up or what's in the mempool right now, how would I use ordpool.space? Like what would I go to first?
Yeah, so right now it's more or less a prototype. So you will see the next block. That's by default what I decided to do. Okay. So you have to hover with your mouse over the little transaction block, and then you see a pop-up and you see directly the inscription. And you can also go to the details field of a transaction, and then you see the same inscription, or that inscription that is not inscribed right now, in a bigger screen. And this was also the initial version. So if you are going, so my initial plan was that every website that is right now linking to mempool.space/transaction/ID of the transaction, so that the people see when it's finally done, the transaction. You could just change the URL from mempool.space to ordpool.space. Nothing will change for the people, but they will now see the content of the actual inscription, because mempool.space is made for Bitcoins, and ordpool.space is showing you additional information that is relevant for us Ordinals people.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I think it'd be really cool and awesome if yeah, you could show images and of the JSON inscriptions as well. I think that would, I users want what's visually, easy and appeasing. So that's just my 2 cents. But let's see what Dogfather
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to say.
but you
Go
can
ahead.
actually see it. You just go to, you hover with your mouse over a little transaction, and a pop-up comes showing you the image.
There is no images, only bears minting right now.
Yeah, then you just see text, but you could go
Oh,
2 weeks back.
gotcha. That's why there's no images. Okay. So it's because everybody's just literally inscribing JSON code
Only
or
JSON and bitmaps, just JSON bitmaps and some set domains. But 2 weeks ago, if you, for example, look on the video, there I'm hunting for the images. So my initial plan, I'm an artist and I'm interested in the art, but right now the people decided that they just want to inscribe JSON.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the trend right now. Okay, Dogfather, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Johannes, that's really amazing what you're doing. First, I love that you have the same kind of like funny accent like myself. So that's good that I'm not alone here. I mean, we have so many great builders, I think, from our place. And I mean, if you don't follow Johannes, I mean, what are you doing? So repair that mistake. Give him a follow. It's an amazing website. I'm using that for my classes when I talk about ordinals, because it's very like intuitive what's going on. Because the mempool is otherwise a bit abstract. You see all these transactions, but not that much what is inside. And I think this is really a great tool, and probably we all love to have that like early in February, March, when we were not really knowing what was inside of the mempool, at least if you're not highly technical. So love to see how this is evolving, and yeah, really looking forward what you're building next, and the next versions of that website.
So for classes, tell me more. So you are doing Bitcoin education, ordinals education, and you're using that tool during your class? That's cool.
Yes, I do. So that I will do that in a few weeks when that topic comes up. Yeah, I try to educate people about ordinals, of course, because talking about like the old NFTs on ETH, and it's just like that's the past, right? We talk about the future.
Awesome. So Pixar didn't happen. So I would love to see this tool in action, because right now so many people are always if the mempool is hot, people are showing screenshots of mempool.space, which is a great tool, and I'm standing on their shoulders. But I think very often it would look much more informative, or there would be much more details if people would be aware that outpool.space is existing. I think we just need to spread the information, because I'm pretty much sure that there are more than 600 daily unique visitors that are interested in ordinals and looking on the mempool. And by the way, if you have feedback, I'm taking notes. So I got, for example, the question that I could show right now the images directly on the transaction tiles. That would be something which is hard to implement, but technically possible. Then people ask me to, for example, only show inscriptions and hide everything which is not a transaction having data inscribed inside. Some people ask me for a full text search in the mempool. So you can't believe what people are expecting, because everybody has a different feature request. So I need to do some statistics on this, because I'm just a single dev, and for example, my biggest concern is the performance. So that would be a direct question to you, Dogfather. Do you think the performance is acceptable right now?
Oh, I haven't checked it recently. I just tried it once. I need to check that out. I mean,
yeah, the performance.
I can give you feedback this week, late this weekend, or early next week when I'm testing that again. But probably once the mempool is really hot and many people want to have a view, probably it's lagging a bit.
Yeah, so the actual problem is that in the beginning, I load, the mempool is actually pretty big. So I have to download in the client 300 megabytes of data, and then I'm parsing everything client side. Then I'm going to display everything which is not a transaction with an inscription as dark gray. That's the first step. And then you see very, very slowly that the tiles are getting a color. And so it takes you some time to really figure out which inscriptions are, which transaction have an inscription and which not. So people are usually used to this and they don't complain. But for me, from an UX standpoint, it's frustrating. But this is caused because I'm doing everything client side because I'm poor. I can't afford a big web server. So I'm a little bit cheating. The full parsing is on the client side. And of course, I could boost that drastically if I would implement a backend for this. But then we come to the topic sponsoring. Running this is super expensive as soon as you have some backend in place. And for example, taking the screenshots is super expensive. And I did a rough estimation. It would cost me to do screenshots that I could then place on the tiles to have some images preview. Would cost me at least $4,000 a month, and this is a lot of money.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. And it'll add up.
I could, sorry if I hop in. I could think of Ordinal as a perfect partner for that because I mean, they show what is already, you know, in a blog, and maybe they're interested in implementing something like that, like a preview of the next blog. I could imagine that would be an ideal partner. At least you should talk to them. I mean, Zach and Leo are great people. Yeah, let's just see. Maybe also from the technical side, they could help you a bit on streamlining everything. So that's the people I would talk to.
Yeah, I think they have, at least as I understand, my big advantage is that I completely wrote an own parser for this. So usually all the explorers are on top of Ord, so they only know what was inscribed. And I think Ord.io is using Hyro, the streaming, if I'm not wrong. So they also only know when it is done. So the only other provider that knows what is going to be inscribed in advance is Geni Data. But I think the main selling point of my tool is that I completely wrote an inscription parser from the scratch, and that one can look into the mempool. All others are just starting when the inscription is done, which is great for an explorer because what I'm displaying you is not actually the truth. So there could be inscriptions that you can see that I'm not putting inside a database because chances are high that if fees are staying for a while, that also some transactions are going out of the data of the mempool again. So it's not guaranteed that your transaction will ever go to into a block. So the technical foundation is absolutely different.
Awesome. I got a project for you, or a feature. It's probably separate. If you could make RBF available on every transaction possible, and easier tools for it.
Yeah, this was one of my first idea, but this has two implications. So for replace by fee, so to boost your inscription, you must first do the transactions with your own client. So it would work if you're using Xverse or Unizet, because here you are signing the transaction and putting it into the mempool on your own. But a lot of inscriptions are actually done with Ordinal Spot, for example, and they are doing the inscriptions. So this feature won't work by for a lot of inscription, and this would, of course, confuse the people because it's hard to tell them, yes, you paid money, but somebody else inscribed it for you, so you can't replace it by fee. I actually asked Ordinal Spot if they could provide me with an API to do replace by fee, but we discussed this a little bit, and doing a replace by fee is actually super hard because you are usually the first transaction is super cheap, and then you are doing the second inscription, which transaction which is a reveal transaction, and there you are paying a lot of fees. So miners are forced to do first the commit transaction and then the reveal transaction, and this is very economical. But this way how inscriptions are usually done makes it super hard to replace it by fee. Usually, you would have to replace both transactions and pay a lot of money to replace both of them. So it's usually cheaper to do a complete new inscription, and which is very frustrating. So replace by fee is super hard for has a lot of technical implications to actually implement. But I'm right now in talk with an API provider because there are miners that you can a little bit bribe. So when the miners are going to make the next block, that they will add your inscription or your transaction inside their block, even if you paid too low fees. So there are some boost services that include the transaction, even if the fees are too low. And that would be a great addition, so that you could basically boost any inscription as long as you pay. So this is of course not so easy. So I need to figure out how to, because these miners want to have the money to do this. So this is some kind of payment process that needs to be implemented. So somebody is looking on the inscription, on the reveal transaction, is deciding that I want to boost this. So then you're going to pay me. I'm going to bribe the miner. The miner is including it in the next block. So this is definitely a feature that is on my list that I definitely want to implement, because this would be the perfect feature. You are seeing your inscription, it's stuck, and then you just bribe a miner so that it goes to the next block.
I think that would be amazing if you could develop that, and it would also create almost like another kind of mini industry within, because it would get, like you said, miners would probably get a little bit excited about that. But
yeah,
man.
I have a partner that is actually, not a partner. I know who's actually building such an API, and I'm in talk with them. But right now I'm just a little one solo developer trying to do stuff. But if Ordpool gets more important and has more fans and visitors, then of course they are more incentivized to keep me in the first test. So if you are a nobody, they are not actively partnering that much with you. They are friendly and nice, but if you have a high community, a big community, then of course they give you premium support to implement such an API. So every recommendation helps me to get some weight to do these talks. It's a business model that I try to discover.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing some updates about that. All right. Any other question? That was really great technical breakdowns of what you're building. But any questions for Johannes?
No question, but that book you did was like quality book, man. Like you sounded like some kind of like mad professor. I can't even recreate the book you did, but I liked it, man. I love accents. Accents just make people sound happy, man. I probably sound miserable as shit being from England, but accents sound so much better.
You are talking about my book?
No, when you said but, you did a really good
but.
You were like, but anyway, it's probably just me being daft, man. But yeah, you noticed it, fam. It's like mad professor vibe, but in a good way. Never mind, bro. I'm just talking shit, man. I do it quite often. Just ignore me.
Maybe we could do a vote. What feature should I implement next? So the craziest feature would be that every time the mempool is on 200 sats per vbyte, I'm playing some fire animations. So this would be something that I would like to implement, so that all the blocks which are hot are getting some fire animations. This would be some meme stuff, because nobody on mempool would do this. They are serious people doing serious business. but I'm just a single developer. I can put a pepper to the website, or I can also burn the blocks. So this would be something I would like to add.
Yeah, that would be dope for sure. That would be dope. All right, Jonas, appreciate it. Appreciate the breakdown. Um, let's go ahead and pass it over to Tosio. What up, Tosio? Bitcoin Whales founder, one of the hardest working founders in the industry. What is up, sir? What is going on? What's new with the whales? How's everything going?
GM, thanks for having me here. Yeah, I just wanted to listen to everyone here who's speaking right now because I always learn from the speakers here. And yeah, great job, Johannes, on the platform that you're working on. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask if we could feature this at some point, whether it's through comics or animation. If if we're on the same page here, educating people. But anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm taking everything. So donations, but first I need feedback. And if there's a developer in the room, I have so much work for you. So thanks.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I can't say that much on what's going on with the whales, just because you don't want to overpromise to people. But I would just say that just keep an eye on the page and what I'm gonna post probably next week, I would say, or the following weeks. Yeah, I can give a timeline. But overall, we're still putting out the content with the comics, and I think what I could share is that it's so hard to nail a character design. Like we've been doing countless revisions on the characters, and I would say if you're taking storytelling on a different lens, I would say that like animating these characters, or bringing life to these characters, are yeah, it's quite hard compared to comics. That's what I could share. It's like you're directing your own feature film or a short film. Like, so I've done short films in the past, but I think animation is harder. Conceptualizing it from the very beginning is, yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Gotcha. So are you creating like new whale characters in these projects that you're doing with the comic books and animation, or are you utilizing current designs characters that are already in your collection?
We're utilizing the whales that's already in the collection. So there were a few holders who were asking, like, they want their whales to be featured, and I was like, okay, Tate, maybe you should run a contest wherein they get to participate and write their own story. Then we get to feature them in the comics. Since I think being acknowledged or recognized, whether it's within the project or within the Ordinals community as a whole, it's something that people would actually value. That's why I appreciate this space that you guys do every weekend. Also for Ordinal Misfits, the space that they do, because you guys give a voice to everyone here. The speakers who don't get to usually speak on different spaces. You guys get to amplify everyone's voice. Those who are silently building here, those who wants to share their own opinions and their ideas. So I appreciate you guys doing this on a weekly basis, really.
And I pronounced your name. I know your name now, fam. Like, obviously, I know you, but anyone that knows me, I'm rubbish at pronouncing names, man. But Toisio, that's right, innit?
Oh, there you go. You got it.
See? Nabib, Nakmi. I'm so crap, man. But I never do it in a rude way. Like I can't say my surname because I'm not trying to dox myself right now. But yeah, like I've got an awful surname, so I should be so much better at pronouncing other people's names. But I'm shit, man. But there's worse things going on in life than mispronouncing surnames. But thank you for that, bro. I appreciate it massively, man.
Yeah, we appreciate the kind words, man. Yeah, and yourself, you're one of the builders and founders that like constantly come to work every day, even though you're in a high stress in real life job. as well. So that's what it's all about, is being able to have platforms for builders and everything. And we appreciate that. Well, Tosio, keep doing what you're doing. You know, us at Ordinal Revolution, we always will be keeping up with the new updates with Bitcoin Wells, and we'll just keep an eye out for next week. It's exciting.
Thank you, dude.
Yep, no problem. Okay, so Ordment, I'm gonna get to you, but real quick, I want to. So you're gonna be right after Robin. I want to hear about Liquidium and if you guys decided to move forward with the BRC20 lending.
Oh yeah, this is going to be exciting. We okay, so this is still like really alpha and in production right now. So or in development right now. So we are looking into ways how we can do BRC20 token lending because obviously this is like fucking exciting. People love BRC20 at the moment, drive so much volume. And it is quite complicated, I have to say, because with BRC20 tokens, you not only have to escrow an ordinal, you also have to give the escrow a functionality to inscribe transfer inscriptions. So this is quite quite complicated to do it in like a trustless and decentralized way. So what we're potentially going to do first is kind of roll out an MVP that is a little bit more centralized, where like the escrow is essentially more of a centralized wallet. This would be only like an MVP, like on the website it would say like big fat, like, okay, this shit is not decentralized. But it would be definitely like a cool way to test first if even this is something people want, and like to get out an MVP and see what the user demand is. We would also probably lock down to only a couple of people, because we don't want like to advertise I guess a centralized or custodial lending platform. We always want to put the focus on something that is decentralized in a way. But yeah, this will definitely be a cool first MVP and a way for people to use their BRC20 tokens as collateral to borrow Bitcoin. And then obviously going from there, like moving forward, we will look for ways how we can make this really trustless and decentralized. But yeah, this is always kind of just trying something first and then seeing if people want it. And then if they do, then we put our time and resources in it. Because obviously, like, even with the regular ordinal lending platform we have live right now, this is like a huge amount of work, a lot of support that we have to do in Discord, especially with the high fees on Bitcoin. Like, so many people are like, oh, my transaction is stuck in the mempool. How can I get it out? So yeah, definitely a lot of improvements there as well that we are currently working on. But yeah, BRC20 token is like BRC20 lending is fascinating to us, and we definitely want to kind of step in this direction and see what we can do there.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I think a lot of people that have experience in, you know, traditional EVM DeFi style environments have probably messed with like a token lending protocol, right? And so I personally have myself, and I mean, for Liquidium, that volume can get crazy, right? So obviously, you know, you want to take the precautions, which it seems like you're doing, to make sure that the application runs smoothly and all that stuff. But it could be a great, you know, thing for the user and Liquidium in general as a platform, because the volume, like I said, can get crazy. Now, you guys are a little bit different than what I'm used to on other platforms, because it was it was the actual company that was providing the liquidity. And in your situations, it's peer to peer, so you're probably gonna have to have some whales get involved. But I don't see that being much of a problem. But
Yeah.
Tosio, go ahead, Robin.
Yeah, just wanted to touch on that. Like, definitely, institutional adoption is something we are seeing at the moment. Like, a lot of bigger funds or institutions are reaching out to us, and they want to become like big liquidity providers on Liquidium, even with the Ordinal lending platform we have live right now. And I think on Bitcoin, this is actually the first time that we had a non-fungible token lending platform before we had a fungible token lending platform. And like, we're really proud that we are the first ones to do the like non-fungible token lending platform as the first step, and then potentially also be the first ones to do the but yeah, excited kind of we can do Bitcoin technology. Yeah, Tosio, you have a question, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, because BRC Twins was brought upon, and the meme pool was kind of crazy this week. So I guess my question is regarding this. What I guess this question is for everyone who's a speaker right now or who's listening right now. So when Runes is about to come out, I wonder like I wonder what's the consensus with regards to Runes, and I wonder if that would be the go-to, since it's also not good if if there's always UTXO bloating that's happening with regards to BRC20s or a bigger footprint that it leaves. So I'm just curious, what's everyone's approach on this? I know that BRC20s is, it's too big for it not, for it to disappear. So I think that it's not going anywhere. But I wonder, what's the solution for this? Like, is it roll-ups or what? Because for me, like, I'm not too technical with this, so I just wanna listen to everyone's thoughts here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that there's multiple options for that. Obviously, you have ZK rollups, but I see a future of multiple different protocols forming Bitcoin's ecosystem. Like you said, there's no way to get rid of BRC20. There's just too, like, it's almost mass adopted at this point, right? And so, but runes will work like how Bitcoin works from a UTXO model, right? To where the UTXO gets destroyed on each transaction, so that the bloat is gone. I think the bloat's overhyped too. It's not that bad in terms of like the functionality of everything, like slowing things down and all that stuff. It's not, but the fact that like all these with the UTXO model, you can each token is backed by a single SAT. That is also another attraction. But it would be, in my opinion, we're just going to see a different type of Bitcoin ecosystem versus what Ethereum started to build out. Like some of these EVM chains were tokens that launched on Ethereum and then created their own chain. That's what I mean. I see that type of situation, but it started from ordinals this time, so it's a different technological approach. It's UTXO based too for other protocols. Things are getting stored in different parts of Bitcoin, and so but altogether, it's good to have multiple different options because it gives more opportunity from outside of Bitcoin's ecosystem to come in my opinion. But Robin, you had a point you wanted to talk on this specifically, and then Ordy, you're next on this, and then we'll go to Ordy. Go ahead, Robin.
I have a question for Robin, Liquidium. You want to implement a lending for BRC20? Maybe I don't have understand, but do you think it's possible to add liquidate?
I think he rugged.
Oh, but for me, it's we wait.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. He's coming back up now, so give me a second.
BRC20 can become a standard. For me, it's very bad technology. It's not. I don't understand why it's massively used, but it's a fact. the people choice. If we look in the past, counterparts, it's better technology for create tokenization on Bitcoin. But people choice, the market drive.
Yep, I agree with you. Seems like market adoption is happening with BRC20s. But Robin, you wanted to answer Tosio's question, so answer that real quick, and then Ordy has a question for you. But go ahead, Robin. You go first.
Yeah, sorry, my internet got disconnected for some reason. Yeah, so regarding BRC20 tokens, runes, pipe, whatever, like all of these standards, I think that BRC20 is just it was the MVP, right? It was the first iteration of a fungible token, and it is kind of used as the standard on Bitcoin for fungible tokens right now. Doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's good. I remember when Domo published it, he said, don't buy this, don't do anything with it. It's worthless. It's just an experiment. And everybody was like, oh, let's buy it. And the people went crazy about it. But Domo is actually very, very careful about how he approaches the whole situation. And I was on a space with him just a couple days ago, where he mentioned that he kind of built this builders community around BRC20 tokens, and where he is not the only responsible person of BRC20. And his vision is that kind of BRC20 will evolve, right? Like he says, even if runes turns out to be a better standard, he wants to look at ways how we could combine BRC20 and runes. So definitely, I think in the near future, we will see kind of how fungible tokens will evolve. This is just the first step, kind of. And then also, I think just the centralized exchanges that are listing BRC20 tokens now are actually quite bullish for the Bitcoin market, not only because it gets institutional adoption, but also because obviously if you trade BRC20 tokens on a centralized exchange, there are no on-chain transactions going on, which means the overall bloat or Bitcoin clogging up because of BRC20 is not a thing anymore if the degens or the traders are using centralized exchanges for trading BRC20. So all in all, I think kind of we will see ways how BRC20 will be more efficient, and then also this is just the first step.
Tosio, did you get the answer you felt for your question?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Thank you for that, Robin.
No problem. All right, Ordy, you had a question for Robin. If you want to ask him again, and then after this question, we're going to go to Ordment.
Yeah, thanks. Robin, on Liquidium, will you add automatic collateral liquidation to protect the lender?
Good question. Really good question. So as I mentioned, we want to kind of build an MVP out first, which means it will probably be fairly similar to what we have right now with Ordinals, which in return means in the beginning, it will probably be focused on really short-term loans, something like 7 days, 14 days, maximum of 30 days, and there are no price-based liquidations. This means that we will probably see lower loan to value ratios in the beginning, and as I said, shorter loan durations, just because the kind of the floor price or the price-based liquidations are just an extra step to develop. We are definitely looking into this and kind of looking at different mechanisms for fungible token lending and so on. And I think the price-based liquidations make sense for fungible tokens, way more sense than for non-fungible tokens. So we are looking into this. If we roll out the first version, the first iteration of a BRC20 lending platform, then it will likely not have a price-based liquidations. But this will be really, really close beta, just couple of people that have access just for testing and then kind of seeing where it will naturally evolve from there. So I guess it definitely depends on like what borrowers and lenders want to see. But yeah, just V0 version 0 will probably not have price-based liquidations.
Yeah. Eventually, obviously, if it grows to the point of demand, then you, as you already said, you'll need that. But at that point, you'd be happy to probably implement it because that means volume is crazy. And I have degen in my blood, so when I hear about VRC lending, especially heading up into like a bull market, the endless possibilities, right? So I need to have my sponsor on speed dial. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a sponsor. But anyways, yeah. So excited for that. I'm excited for that. Once that MVP gets rolled out, I'm definitely going to check it out. But all right, Ordment. Sorry we missed you last Saturday. The stage is yours. Everybody, pay attention and let's hear about Ordment.
Yeah, sorry about that. Last week I thought it was this week, so there's gonna be some miss or like scheduling here. Yeah, hi guys. And this is Point from Augment. We started as a community driven launchpad, and actually we have talked with several like projects before during August, like September, and we are also doing that like with no zero network fee or zero charges for the creators. So we think that we can help the creators to have more like room for them to grow their business. And but to be honest, we are a little bit hesitant that we talked with several projects there, and they just decided they're not going to launch on like on ordinals because they think the volume is too low, the liquidity is not enough. So as I was mentioning, I really do appreciate that Orza, they are like adding royalties to ordinals so we can have more creators because this is a big deal for us, so we can have more projects to launch. And as you guys say, that's just, if you don't believe in this, you just fuck them all, right? So but nevertheless, we are still here. We are building what we are can do. And I remember like Leo, they say you should build something that people can use it right now. So as a community driven projects of our own, we released our Ordment votes section, which is a governance tool. And every BRC20 token can use it as a, you can see it as Bitcoin snapshot like this. So everyone can propose a vote using any BRC20 token to do the vote. To, if you hold anything, you can just connect your wallet. You don't have to consume any token you have. It will be a very easy and user-friendly voting tools for everyone. So we started as not as a like a project-based voting tool. We think that everyone who is interested in BRC20 or ordinals, they can launch their vote. Like anything they find that interesting or creative or something they can do, like a survey, something like this. And it's already lived, and everyone can use it. It can propose their own votes through our website. And besides that, we are launching our PFP collections, which is a free mint. It's a totally free mint. And for our holders, it's going to be zero fee. We will cover the inscription fee for all. And for all the whitelist holders, they can just like, free mint for everyone. And we will combine it with our later business model and with a lot of utilities behind it. And since to be honest, we took a hit from the Ordinals project, so we are gonna expand our projects like business model more often to the whole Bitcoin ecosystem. Yeah, that's pretty much that is from us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the. Go ahead, Kimmy.
When is meant for that hard hunt?
Sorry.
Uh, when when is meant for that hard hunt?
When we haven't decided the date yet. We're just gonna see how the holders. We have pretty much finished the whitelist round, whitelist distribution, and we are just going to start for our holders seats. Yeah. After that, we will decide the actual mint date.
I have a question for you. So you said that some of these builders that were planning on launching on your launch pad decided they didn't want to anymore because of the volume of ordinals. Was that was that more of like a couple months ago, or are you still seeing that right now?
Uh, Currently, right now, we see there are more projects planted around to launch right now. What I was mentioning is like the early late September, early October, things like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
So
it decided to launch on Ethereum or other, just not ordinals. So
gotcha. Yeah. No, I mean, it seemed like whenever ordinals started getting bullish again, everybody wanted to all of a
yeah,
sudden run back
right.
over here, which obviously that's a bad taste in the mouths of people that have been building the entire time. But it is what it is. That's how all markets work. But yeah, so I was just curious as to see if you were still dealing with that, which I didn't think you were, because it is bullish now. But again, if you keep building, like you said, you guys are, then I think that you guys will have success. So I'm excited to see what you guys have in the coming up.
Yeah, we are still looking for projects, but we just decided to focus on our own launch first. So unless we think it's really good or everything else is pretty much done deal, and we can ready to go. We still want to help with the creators, so still no like network fee or launchpad fee, things like this. So,
Gotcha. Awesome. I love what you guys are doing. It is you got through the bear market part of Ordinal specifically, and it seems like energy is coming back in. And I truly think everybody, it hasn't been easy, but my conviction has never changed. But I have definitely, said to myself, what's going on? Is it going to be even more slower or anything? But I just had to remind myself, hey, we're dealing with a layer one Bitcoin assets priced in Bitcoin. And once that starts to ring in everybody else's brain that's outside of this ecosystem, it's going to be too late for some of them. But hopefully, the other ones that do, it clicks in their brain that they're able to get over here. But I appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm excited. We are excited, and we'll definitely keep an eye out for Ordment. Shizzy, I think, has some announcements, and we're gonna wrap things up.
Yeah. All right, guys. So many of you guys know that sorry, we're actually builders as well. We actually are launching our website today. If you guys just need to all stop what you're doing, go to ordinalrevolution.com. It is live. Is we're trying to be the Ordinals uh the number one Ordinals site in Ordinals. No, I'm just kidding. That would be pretty cool. We're gonna be like a media site. Think bankless. Think all that stuff. That's what we're going to be in the future. It's only a matter of time, and we're gonna keep building in the site. And it's going to be your one-stop shop. You're going to be using Genie Data and Ordinal Revolution for your news, and Genie Data for your the mempool and stuff like that. And So we appreciate you guys checking that out for us. Give us any feedback when necessary, maybe any suggestions, and we are also looking for writers. So if anyone wants to write some posts, please hit us up. We'd love to get your article on there, get you some exposure as well. Yeah, so we're just going to keep building this media company. We're going to be LLCing soon, and it's gonna be really special. But anyway, so thank you guys for being here every single Saturday with us. We appreciate every single view, every single listen, man. We love you guys. We're on YouTube, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify. Check us out, Ordinal Revolution. Yeah, so just want to thank you guys again, and we'll wrap it up. Oh yeah, hold on, I'm sorry. I didn't thank the most important person. I'm so sorry. Kimmy Boy puts these things together for us every single week. He does the work so we don't have to, and I just want to point that out. This guy, man, we appreciate him so much. He is the reason why these things exist because me and Yagobi are so busy with so much other things going on. So we really appreciate you, Kimmy, man. All love, buddy. And thank you guys. And tune in next week, same time, same place. Peace.